check. 1, 2, check. 1, 2, 1, 2, 2. 1, 2, 2. For all I know, we're probably streaming. We're testing out this new YouTube system, and we might have, I don't know, jumped the gun a little bit. So if you're watching, I don't know if people are watching, but if you're watching, hopefully you're enjoying what you're watching. My name is Zach Halverson, and we're testing some things out here, and we're hopefully making it better. But if not, you know, we can always go back to the old system. We don't have any ties to the old YouTube or the old Facebook system, so we can make this work. Might be better, might not be. White Bear and Roseville are going to play some hockey in about 12, 13 minutes or so. So get ready for that. They're going to take out the ice resurfacers. Some people call them Zambonis. It's because they're made by Zamboni. But some guy named Frank a long time ago decided that we need some solution to this whole, I don't know what happened there, but we're good. We're good. Like the audio cut out. Pardon the pun, folks, but please bear with us. Oh, goodness. We have phenomenal fun here. See, this is a lot more fun when I have Chad Olson, who's our normal color commentator here. Unfortunately, he's had to work all week now. He does Monday through Friday. So he'll be here on Saturday for that game against the Pioneers of Hill Murray. And the seats in front of us, the people here, will not be happy because we're going to have we're going to impose our will on this place, but taking out a couple of those seats, and hopefully our crowd mic won't be just picking up random conversations like it is now. I mean, I've turned it down.
Lionel is good, I heard.
Yeah, so you can hear. Might just put that on if I lose my voice later on. You can just check in on the with this conversation of fans, really good fans in front of me, by the way. I don't want to, not trying to disparage them or insult them or anything. Pretty nice crowd shuffling in here, the student section. Little disappointing, to be honest. They still got 15 more minutes, so if you're in the area, I mean, we appreciate you tuning in, but you know, get down here and watch some entertaining high school hockey. No students I don't see at all for Roseville, which it's a long drive up 36 to 35. I mean, it's a good 7 minutes, so. Certainly don't blame anyone from Roseville for not coming. That travel is ridiculous. So those of you all the way out in Roseville, which, I mean, it's amazing the power of the internet that we can actually broadcast all the way from here in Venice Heights to Roseville, which, again, as the crow flies, is like 5-6 miles southwest of here. I'm amazed by it. But so, yeah, power of the internet. This is what we get here when we're testing out things. You'll notice the camera's tilted. Some players, I don't know if we heard it over the Zach Parisi highlights that we were playing on our broadcast up in Duluth for some reason. Still don't know what happened there. But we were talking about up there. The tripod that we use the team camera, because it's pretty nice camera, and you know, we don't have to worry about finding a camera person, so it just makes it all easier. So we actually got this tripod for the team. Really nice tripod that we got last year or 2 years ago, one of the two. Anyway, bottom line is really nice tripod. It's broke, like badly broken. Like some players, we won't name the players, but some players decided to chuck it across some sort of bus, or I don't know how exactly it happened. I've been told multiple stories. Bottom line is it's broken, so they got a new tripod on the way. So again, I'm not even going to say the stupid pun. I'm just going to say bear with us on that. Hopefully we'll have a new tripod on Saturday. If not, I will be running to a local electronics store and buying a tripod to use, because obviously the Hill game is sort of important. We call it the rivalry. We might even have a special logo or something with it. How cool would that be? I know I have a logo created years ago for what was then known as TV19, now is SCC Community. 7th season here at Vadna Sports Center. Part of me wishes we would have started the horn earlier and back when White Bears playing their home games at Aldridge Arena, because while the drive would have been a little bit longer, it would have been nice to actually have a press box to do all this from. But we actually did have a kind of a press box back when the New Ulms, well, then known as the Twin Cities Steel, were here. They put up some sort of scaffolding. Oh, and by the way, when this place was built, we had a beautiful mezzanine that for some reason only reached to like the blue line, but it was good enough. It was good enough. It was hard to complain. I mean, it was easy to complain about everything else that has gone horribly wrong with this building. But at least they had the mezzanine, and when they took that away, that was the final straw, if you will, and that's when I just stopped caring, defending this place, etc. How's it going? No good. So anyway, we continue here. We're about 8 minutes till puck drop. It's always fun to get back home. Again, we had a rough weekend up in Duluth with equipment. We got new equipment. Actually, was really just 2 pieces of equipment. One was a cable that broke over the summer somehow. It actually broke with the piece of equipment that turns the video from the camera into the computer. So that's we got brand new stuff. I don't know. It won't probably look any better than what it's looked like in the past, but at least it brings video, the shots, the excitement, the drama, the agony of defeat, but the thrill of victory as well. And I really got nothing to do here for another 7 minutes. I think what I'm going to do, this is going to be really fun, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my microphone off. I'm going to run down to the concession stand area, probably get myself a bottle of water or two, because being that I am the only one on the broadcast tonight, the voice might get a little bit scratchy. And so it's probably better that I not only rest my voice for the 3 or 4 minutes it's going to take me to go down there and come back up, but I also have something to coat the old vocal cords with. So want to thank you for tuning in. We hope that some of the new features as well, the DVR feature, we can actually, rewind and watch the goal again on your own. It's kind of cool. We're going to try this highlight feature. We're going to try all sorts of fun stuff tonight. Get it tuned in for the game on Saturday. We're looking ahead to the game on Saturday, but obviously the players in the ice should not. So we just want to clarify that. There's still, 51 more minutes, possibly 59 minutes of hockey to be played before we get to the Hill Week. That's why we don't want to call this the Hill Week. It's a nice thing about football is you can have an entire week where you're looking forward to it, where you got a rival on Saturday. You can't look ahead because you still got the Eastridges and the Rosevilles of the world. But we'll get there eventually. I'll be back. Stick around. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Tell everyone you know. We're about to start some hockey. We're about to drop the puck. The Vadna Sports Center. It's White Bear Lake, and it's Roseville on the horn. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Vadnais Sports Center. My name is Zach Halverson. Hopefully we'll have a cameraman soon. Gabe Bartlett should be on his way up shortly, but if not, I can multitask. This is White Bear Lake Boys Hockey on the horn. Roseville and White Bear Lake about to do battle here at the greatest arena in the history of the world. Probably, I mean, again, you go up to the Iron Range, you go up to Duluth, you see those rinks, and you just think, man, nothing compares to this place. The Bears coming in, they got one loss and one tie on the year. Other than that, some great victories, including Cloquet. They did have their one loss to a very good Duluth East Greyhound team up in Duluth, and they competed with them very, very well throughout. They are ranked 9th in the state and have been led by some phenomenal players that have really filled the shoes. There was talk over the summer, how is this team going to exactly fill those shoes of the top line, of course, of Jen Rich and Hampstead and Carroll, and that whole line has been filled nicely by guys like Grant Hofel, who's played phenomenal, and you see guys like Leighton Road as well contributing. And, of course, the goaltending still strong as always. Evan Foss, Tyler Steffens, both doing a very good job in net for the White Bear Lake Bears. We will find out in a moment who will be starting. It's looking like Tyler Steffens will be starting in goal for the Bears of White Bear Lake. In goal for the Roseville Raiders will be Kyle Roy, the senior goaltender for the Raiders of Roseville. And the anticipation building here as the Raiders and the White Bear Lake Bears has been playing for many, many years, part of the Suburban East Conference collision that we have here tonight. Junior goaltender Tyler Steffens getting the start. As you can hear Alex Wested, the PA announcer down there. Maybe that isn't Alex Wested. I'll tell you what, though, they got a really nice roster sheet that somehow doesn't make its way up here. Saying that loud enough for Gabe to hear. I don't know what the deal. That is a really nice sheet. I mean, that's one thing that these sports, you don't have sports information directors here, obviously, at this level, but you have these coaches and other administrators. Well, that's nice and dandy. Thanks, Gabe. He took a screenshot. Nice to have an actual picture of that sent to the media up here, huh? My goodness. Anyway, we'll take a breather here for the anthem, come back, and drop the puck next. This is the Bears and the Raiders on the horn. 2-3-0 are the Raiders. 2-3-0. Bears 6-1-1 entering this evening. They're undefeated in conference play. They did tie Eastridge the other day for the one blemish on an otherwise really solid record heading into the later part of December. Our Ice Effects mic is absolutely worthless right now. And I'm just going to completely turn it off because that conversation, not interesting to me. What it is interesting is Tyler Steffens is in goal for the White Bear Lake Bears. He is, of course, a junior. 94% save percentage on the year. He's 3-0 on the year. His counterpart, Evan Foss, by the way, a senior, and he is 3-1-1 on the year, 92% on the save percentage side of things. So, again, very good goaltenders, very different styles for sure. Tyler Steffens, the more traditional style goaltender. He will certainly provide good security to the White Bear Lake net. Mentioned Kyle Roy on the other side of the ice. You want to talk about a goaltender with some serious flow. That is a lot of hair that is gone. I mean, and then they don't have names in the back of the Roseville jerseys. If they did, you wouldn't even be able to see it. Thank goodness for the numbers on the shoulders of those jerseys because you can't even see the 31, the senior goaltender, Kyle Roy. Head coach Ryan Adams on the bench for the Roseville Raiders. Tim Sanger on the bench for White Bear Lake. And we're underway here at Vadnais Sports Center. The Bears do win the draw. Jake Klein sends it in and out of play. Hit off of a player on the White Bear Lake bench. So we have our first stoppage. 8 seconds in. Still scoreless. No shots on goal quite yet. We haven't even left the neutral zone. Klein off the wall down into the Roseville end. Grabbed here by Gaffney for Roseville. Slides it across for Anderson. Anderson flips it high in the air. And we have our first icing, folks. Just 22 seconds in. We have a puck out of play and an icing. And I don't know if we have hockey bingo cards out there quite yet, but it might be close here. Maybe to a postage stamp or something. Grant Hofeld taking the face-off in the Roseville zone for White Bear Lake. He is a talented forward, as burst onto the scene. And he battles off the draw. It's sent on goal. Backhand. Nice save for Roy. Still loose. Grabbed here by Billy Rose. He'll slide it back for Klein. Klein fires one. Deflected just wide of the goal. Off the carom. Off the back wall. Trying to finish with Sam Newpower, but he was mauled on the play. And that will draw the game's first penalty. A White Bear Lake power play coming up. Heading to the box is Tony Leahy, who will be called for hooking. Cannot knock Mr. Leahy on that one. That was a very good penalty to take, as if he doesn't do that, it's what you would call a White Bear Lake goal. Newpower would totally have finished that one. So the White Bear Lake power play will get going here. We draw one by Roseville, but immediately swarming there is Meister. Bill down there now for the Bears. Back out high for Alez. Alez to his right. One-time shot by Rose is directed behind the goal by a Roseville Raiders stick. Bears keeping with it here across. Now up to the point. Alez avoids a Raider. Slides it to his left. Klein fires a shot. Loose puck in the crease. Still loose. And the Raiders trying to jam it free, but the Bears get control right back. They slide it to Alez at the blue line. To his right for Rose. Down low. Bears carrying the puck around. Now here along the side of the goal was Bill. He can't finish. Roy sends it out, or deflects it away off his shoulder. And that is not a goal horn. You did not hear that. Here's a chance for Klein on the backhand. Couldn't get it to go. Roy went from his left to his right. The net is off the moorings, and it's just not staying on the ice. I don't know. We'll see what the officials can do. I mean, Roy was barely touched it, and that net came off. So, was here yesterday for my brother's hockey game, Junior Gold B, and the players on both sides were complaining about the ice being very, very soft. That is certainly evidence to that as well. Back to the blue line it goes. Cooper Anderson has it, slides it to his left. A shot there taken by Hofeld is directed away by Roy. He has seen a lot of action in the first 120 seconds of this one. 42 seconds to go on the power play. Rhodes' shot hits a shin pad, bounces free. Raiders can't clear. Anderson keeps it in and sends it hard to the far corner, where it's battled for there with not only Hofeld but also Verkerke. Back to the blue line for Cooper Anderson. White Bear Lake football quarterback, and is now the quarterback on this power play at the top of the umbrella that slid down to the corner, where it slid around by Verkerke. Back out high for Anderson. To his left, it was in the skates of Hofeld. He was looking for a one-timer. Instead, he'll just corral it and sends it back for Anderson. The second try, the one-time shot from Hofeld, is directed off a body in front. Might have caught a piece of Roy along the way and went out of play into the netting with 6 seconds to go in the White Bear Lake power play. Hard to call this a unsuccessful power play for White Bear Lake. It very might well be in the next 6 seconds, but plenty of shots, plenty of opportunities. Kyle Roy standing tall in net for Roseville, and the draw is won by the Raiders, but they can't clear. On the right side, it's Millard. Millard couldn't push it forward here, but it's finally jammed free to the corner. Now behind the Roseville net, it's grabbed as the Raiders are now full strength. Adam King to his left. Now up to neutral ice. Millard has it. Slid to his left for Anderson at the center ice face-off circle, and then dumped in deep into the Roseville net. Swung harder on the wall by Gaffney. Out to center. Here come the Raiders. Martin driving through. First shot on goal, and it will be turned away by Steffens. Kind of a weak shot, but it looked to me like it was heading on net. Hofeld taken down as he carried the puck through neutral ice. No call. Millard has the puck now, fires a shot that ramps off a Raider stick and goes into the netting and stops the clock with 13:37 to go in the first period. It's a scoreless hockey game between the Roseville Raiders and the White Bear Lake Bears. Face-off won by the Raiders. They'll play it safely in front of the Zamboni door. Schriller will send it down the ice, and it will be another icing on the Raiders. They did not count that as an official shot on goal, at least on the scoreboard, so Steffens remains without a shot. There's 3.5 minutes. Of course, most of that was a White Bear Lake power play. Face-off won by Roseville. Sent along the glass, bounces off the shelf, and just skipped the stick of Joey Fratellone. And went behind him. He's able to grab it, but was offside. So get another face-off in the neutral zone this time. A lot of stoppages in the first just under 4 minutes of this game. Here's Billy Rose driving in, sends one in. Rose scores for the Bears. They draw first blood just under 4 minutes into the first period. Nothing complicated about that. Face-off win for White Bear Lake. Billy Rose grabs the puck, carries it down the ice, and in the just inside the right circle there, fired one past Roy, and Bears, after a again pretty good power play where they got plenty of opportunities, just couldn't convert. They convert now on the even strength side of things, and it's 1-0 White Bear. Bears battling in the corner, back out to the blue line. Far side now play continues. Behind the Roseville goal, it goes out to Klein here at the right circle, sends it hard across the far corner where Meister has it. His older brother, former Bear, in town tonight watching Blake, and the Bears are going to go on the penalty kill. The official stopping play on what I would describe as kind of a weak penalty, but nonetheless, they will send Blake Meister to the box. So 2-minute power play coming up now for the Roseville Raiders. And looked like it was just kind of incidental contact as Meister was going back toward the puck, but officials saw it differently. Raiders have the power play, and they send a shot toward the goal, direct off of a body in front, goes to the corner. Raiders setting up their power play now as they move it back to the blue line. Along the half wall, down the corner, Bears trying to clear it out, and they are able to get it to the blue line at least, and it finally does clear out as Road will be able to poke it forward and out of the zones. The Raiders will regroup in neutral ice. Crossing the red line and dumping it in deep was Bjorn Anderson. Anderson will try to keep it in, and he is able to do so. Nice job by Anderson. Slides it to his right for Gaffney. Now back to Anderson, who sends a shot wide of the goal. Raiders still without a shot on goal thus far with 11:51 to go in the first period. 1:12 to go in the power play for Roseville, and it's sent into the White Bear Lake bench for the second time so far this evening. So we'll get a draw here at neutral ice. 70 seconds left on the Roseville power play. Bears 0 for 1 thus far. We'll see what the Raiders can do here at the second half as we have another goal horn that should not have been fired, but Alex Westad is not in the building, and that's probably why we're having these random goal horn situations going on. But regardless, we continue here. Behind the Roseville net, 42 seconds left. They'll work the puck up the ice slowly but surely before Jake Klein gets his stick in the way of it, pokes it forward, and then Hofeld will continue it along deep into the Roseville end. Raiders pick it up. Carver Martin will carve his way through neutral ice and keeps the puck into the zone with a drop pass now, this time to Adam King. King finds some open ice, fires a shot. It goes over the goal behind the net, hits the glass. Picked up and given back to King, out to the blue line now for Leahy. Back to King, down low. Now a centering attempt, broken up. Now still loose and then put in. Joey O'Neill scores for the Roseville Raiders. A power play goal coming with just 2 seconds left in Meister's penalty, and the Raiders have tied it at 1. So 1-1 is the score. 2 goals in the first 6 minutes in 17 seconds at least. And what a start to this one here at the Vadna Sports Center. Both teams getting their scoring in early. The Raiders able to clear it to center. Carrying it right back in is Alez. He'll try to maneuver his way through. It's poked off his stick, but jammed forward. And then into the corner it goes behind for Verkerke. To the blue line, and then just able to keep it in is Fratelloni. Fratelloni driving behind the net. To the near corner, where it's poked backwards for Alez. Alez shot save, rebound covered by Roy. Face off in the Roseville zone coming up. Bears getting more chances. 1 shot, 1 goal for Roseville thus far officially on the scoreboard. Roseville carrying the puck behind their own goal. It's taken forward by Zach Schiller. Intercepted by Rode. Slid down low. Bears trying to play puck around and move it around that far corner. Coming away with it is Meister. Lost it. Back to the blue line. Kept in by Anderson along the blue line and then sent deep off a deflection by Millard. Make that Rode driving to the goal, and he is stopped up by Roy, who covers the puck. Some pushing after the whistle, but Cooler heads prevail. 9:06 to go in the first period. It's 1-1. Hofeld will face Adam King in the face-off circle. King will win that battle. And the Raiders are able to use their speed, carry the puck out. Carver Martin, very impressive skater, one of the guys who helped with the first goal for the Raiders that tied the game up just a few minutes ago. Bears have it in their own zone. It's Jake Klein working from left to right. Tape-to-tape pass here. Now a drop back to Rose. Rose fires a shot. Roy makes the save. Good luck for Billy Rose as he continues with it in the corner. Rose looking for option, fires a shot. Roy makes the save. It's his shoulder. The puck flutters into the corner. Now a centering attempt. Hofeld with a drive, and that goes over the net, into the glass behind. Played to the blue line, kept in for a moment by O'Brien, but the whistle is blown for a hand pass, and that'll bring the faceoff all the way back into the White Bear Lake zone with 8:13 to go in the first period. So we'll see what Roseville can do here. Again, they only have one shot on goal in this hockey game, and they made it count. Coming out with the puck here is Tristan Johnson. Driving to the goal, now in front, Johnson chance, but he couldn't get it on goal, and somehow there was no penalty called on that. So apparently just a phenomenal defensive play by Roseville. Kept the puck out of the net. As the Bears keeping with it, now centering attempt and then sent just wide of the goal by Verkerk. He was trying to perhaps find Johnson. Now lost the blue line. That sets up a good opportunity for Roseville. Max Moriarty sends a shot that was directed off of a White Bear Lake stick and wide of the goal. Great job by Brady O'Brien on the back check. And now offsides is called at the White Bear Lake blue line. Draw one by the Bears, given back here, now slid across and then carried forward to chase Bill and then directed in by Meister. Hard to the near corner it goes. Roseville will try to clear it out. They can't do so. Rode collides with a Roseville Raider and then keeps with it and got the puck. Meister down there in the corner with it now. Back to Rode. Rode will fire a quick shot that is gloved by Roy and stopped. Just about 10 minutes gone in this first period. 10-1 in shots. White Bear Lake dominant in many ways, but on the scoreboard tied at 1. Meister has it. Sends it down low for Bill. Bill back out high. Alez sends a fluttering shot that directed off of a Roseville stick into the glove of Kyle Roy, and that will stop play with 6:47 to go in the first period. Again, we apologize for the weird tilt issues. The tripod was destroyed by unknown sources. Just going to keep the names anonymous. Don't want to get anybody in trouble. It was a bus or something. I don't know what happened. Bottom line is we're all good. We're getting a nice, shiny new one very, very soon. Props to Gabe Bartlett, student manager, for trying to keep it as smooth as possible as Hofeld is leveled just inside the White Bear Lake zone. Bears keep it in at the blue line. A shot bounces off of Hofeld in front. Scuttled just wide of the goal. And then it's cleared down the ice by Roseville, but it doesn't look like it'll make it. Millard is there first for White Bear Lake. Backhands one for Rose, and out comes White Bear Lake with speed as Billy Rose will maneuver his way through, slides it to his right for Hofeld. Now worked across for Anderson. Anderson sends one through the slot area, bounces off the corner, back to neutral ice it goes. Millard with a big hit at the red line, And it's dumped in deep by the Raiders as they'll try to set up some opportunities, and they do so. Centering pass is taken away nicely, and now finding his way through with speed is Rose, as he'll get it into the offensive zone before he's worked off the puck by Tony Leahy. Roseville battling now back in their own zone in the near corner in front of the White Bear Lake student row. And out to neutral ice it goes before it's turned back the other way by the Bears and then dumped in deep to the far corner. Jamming at it there is the Raiders. They send it, it's out of play, hitting the netting. With 5:16 to go in the first period. A very quiet Vadna Sports Center. We don't really have a crowd mic. I don't know if we need it at this point. Not much crowd noise to speak of, to be completely honest with you. Far side, cleared down the ice, and it's an icing. How about that? Just barely. So the Bears, again, for the most part dominant, but unable to really put a puck in the net. That's been their problem. Shot off the draw, turned away. Chase Bill with a good look as he's pinned up along the far wall. Meister jamming now, trying to help out. Bill comes away with the puck, got it to Meister. Meister driving to the net, and will end up going into the goaltender, and actually he'll stay on his feet. It was the Roseville goaltender, and the net comes out the moorings, and that stops the play. Man, the nets do not stay in the moorings here at this hockey arena. So under 5 to go. I want to thank you for tuning in. Off the draw, another quick shot from Bill. That's stopped by Roy. And I think the early indication, folks, is that we are going to stick with the YouTube platform here. Again, we appreciate your feedback. If you want to add your feedback wherever, let us know. But it's certainly getting some pretty rave reviews, if I may say so myself, as again our intentions really are a couple reasons. One, it helps to have all the infrastructure that YouTube has with the smart TV apps, with the Roku, with all the other great stuff. You can Chromecast Facebook videos, but it's a little bit easier to do the whole TV thing on YouTube than it is for the other places. So when we first started, there really was no such thing as a smart TV, and the people were taking computers and hooking their TVs up to a laptop or something, and you don't even need to do that anymore, which is pretty cool, if I may say so myself. 4 minutes to go in this first period. The Raiders and the Bears tied. White Bear Lake will dump it in deep. It's stopped behind the net by goaltender Kyle Roy, who has played great thus far. And now the Bears are going to another penalty kill as Grant Hofeld is called for hooking. This one much less controversial. Wasn't the strongest hook you'll ever see, but nonetheless they're going to call it, as it was right in front of the official. And now with 3:45 to go, the Raiders 1 of 1 on the power play. They scored with 2 seconds left in their first opportunity. It was their only shot on goal that came on the power play, so they'll try it again. Draw is won by White Bear Lake. Bears trying to kill this one. They'll send a ice on goal, actually. It was on Roy. He'll play it. Could have been a 200-foot goal from Millard, but instead Roy actually doesn't Jeff Frazee it, and we continue play as the puck is played in the White Bear Lake zone. The Raiders were offside, so they'll have to touch up. That allows Anderson to take as much time as he possibly can. Sends a slapper from his own end into the glass in the far end of the ice. Very impressive. And then a pass from Meister intended for Bill. Could have been good, but instead it was behind Bill, and the Raiders take over. Their second try also could have worked out, but just Meister couldn't connect with Bill. That allows the puck to be grabbed by Roseville. They sent it in the White Bear Lake end, who then decided to just send it right back into the Roseville zone with now half of the power play gone. Roseville used pretty much all of their first power play. We'll see if they use more of this one and try to fight their way to a lead. Bears take over. Rode driving in on the right side. Sends one in front. Great opportunity. O'Brien with a shot turned away by Roy. Rebound loose now in the skates of Sam Newpower, and he doesn't have a stick, so it's 5 on 3.5 right now as it's sent deep into the White Bear Lake zone. Newpower heads to the bench. Bears have 4 players with 4 sticks for 25 more seconds, and they'll clear it down, and that'll do it for much of the remaining time. Maybe time for one last rush here for Roseville, but overall a disappointing power play for the Raiders. A lot of pressure put on by White Bear Lake. The best scoring opportunity happening on this power play. In fact, you see more of it here as now Meister will send it backwards for Klein, and that'll do it. The Raiders and the Bears now both with 5 players apiece as White Bear Lake is full strength. Pushed deep into the Roseville end with 94 seconds remaining in this first period. Coming up in the first intermission, I will go and read comments and play on my phone for a while, and maybe we'll talk a little bit and recap this first period, so stick around or don't. Jake Klein moving forward for Rose at the blue line. Out to neutral ice and then sent in deep by Bjorn Anderson. Now less than a minute remaining in this first period. White Bear Lake trying to maneuver their way out of their zone. They do so here. It's Tristan Johnson driving in. Johnson with a shot. Gloved by Roy. Covered. Yet another shot. Bears on track for about 45 shots in this game right now, and they keep up their pace here. Off the draw, Bears win it. Joey Fratelloni had his shot blocked, and the Raiders come the other way. Backed up is Alez. He'll slide it to his right. Now played forward for Chiava. Chiava driving into the corner. Bodies collide down there involving Sam Verkerke. Raiders with 14 seconds left will work their way forward with it. Long pass, nearly got by Alez. It's in his skates, couldn't track it down. 5 seconds to go. Raiders driving in. They'll curl back around. It's taken away and then played there loose as time expires on the opening 17. It's a 1-1 hockey game here in Vadnais Heights, Minnesota. The Bears and the Raiders providing a fairly interesting first period. Entertaining for sure as well. Shots on goal 14-1 in favor of White Bear Lake, but the Raiders made their one shot count. Again, a power play goal, the difference in this one. So we will take a breather. I'm going to rest the old vocal cords, and we will come back with some great second period action. Again, want to encourage you to tell your friends, tell your family, hey, we have the Horn going tonight. We will have, we'll be back here on Saturday night as well. You better believe it. We will be here for the White Bear Lake Kilmurray battle. We'll talk about that matchup a little bit later on in tonight's program. Unfortunately, again, we don't have an intermission show host, and I don't have anybody to play or bounce things off of. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to go silent for a little bit. So take a breather, grab some popcorn, order a pizza. Doesn't matter to me what you do. Just have fun with it, and we'll be back here for the second period. Just about 11 minutes or so. So thank you for tuning in. White Bear Lake won. It's Roseville won. And you're listening and you're watching White Bear Lake hockey on the Horn. We welcome you back to Vadna Sports Center. It is a tie game, 1-1 through 17 minutes of play. We got 34 minutes of regulation left, and somehow, some way, we still don't have a professional roster sheet that they give the people downstairs, but they don't give the people upstairs. Unbelievable. With Gabe Bartlett, I'm Zach Culverson. Gabe doesn't have a microphone, nor should he, but he's the only one next to me that I can actually see a reaction of human beings off of. Fortunately, if I make you laugh out there wherever you're watching across White Bear Nation, I don't get an instant reaction. But with Gabe, I do. We're keeping an eye on all sorts of games, and darn it, wild. No, don't go see what happens. You stay here. You stay here. You're watching White Bear hockey tonight. Believe me, you're not missing too much. Going on with the Wild of Minnesota. Similar scores. Hopefully it'll be a similar score soon in favor of White Bear Lake, who shot 14 on Kyle Roy, the goaltender for Roseville, and could not beat him more than once. And the Raiders had one shot on Steffens. It was a good one. He had nothing he could do on them. It was a power play goal, but still, that's why those stats certainly lie to you. O'Brien with a shot that ramps off a stick and goes over the netting. And we've talked about this before on the horn. Had they had some sort of goalpost football style, that would have been good. Good from about, 50 feet out. A shot off the draw by Rose. The Bears loving those off the draw face-off shots, but unsuccessful. Rose certainly ready to go. He is well aware of those now, and now off the draw again. Rode going right to the net, but it's muscled free and wide of the goal. Millard sends it down low for Rode. He'll backhand it near corner for Bill, and Rose down there as well for White Bear Lake. Rode. Leighton Road, certainly one of the bright spots. Good stories here from this team this season, stepping up and scoring goals. Most importantly, he has been really, really good in the goal scoring department. A shot from the blue line blocked there. Rose trying to track it down, can't do so. Hofeld down the corner for White Bear Lake, sends it far side, but it's taken away by Roseville, and they'll work the puck out of their own zone finally. Gavin Klein Carlson lost it at the red line. It's Hofeld will carry it back in for White Bear Lake. Hofeld will let it go here for Meister. Meister battling in the corner. Now it's dropped back for Millard. Millard tiptoeing along the blue line, fires a shot that's blocked at the line by Martin. Martin trying to keep going, but he is hit up there. Took a bit of a high shot on the face mask, and now the Bears coming down the ice with it here. On the right side, it's Newpower. He'll be forced into the wall. Given over to Meister. Meister with a shot. That's a save. Rebound loose and put in. Chase Bill, the senior forward, with the goal for White Bear Lake, and it's 2-1 Bears. Bears looking for the proverbial floodgates to open. Again, 17 shots on goal now, just 2 goals. And another opportunity right off the draw for White Bear Lake. They can't get it to go. Raiders will come back the other way with it. Down the ice comes Rogvi. Centering pass goes all the way through. Now a shot, a big slapper goes high and wide. Bears coming back. Kuyava trying to split the defense. Does so, driving in. Kuyava with a shot. Misses the goal on the opportunity, and out come the Raiders. Bears take over. Cooper Anderson goes to Millard. Millard forward here for Kuyava, and Kuyava will send it out of play. The White Bear Lake bench has had multiple pucks put into it. And I want to correct something. I said something earlier that nobody from Roseville had traveled here. Roseville's got a respectable student section, especially compared to ours. In fact, it might even be bigger than White Bears tonight. Now, I get it, a lot going on, Christmas time, but still a little disappointed as I look to our right. Not a lot of students showing up for this game tonight. Get better, class of 19. Oh, my goodness, now. Ugh. It's time, clock, the time is flying by, folks. Unbelievable. Class of 2019 is the seniors here for White Bear Lake. Alez has the puck. Navigates his way through neutral ice, and he'll dump it in deep. Roseville will pick it up in the far corner. Turnover, nice job here for Bill with a chance. What a goal! Billy Rose forcing a turnover and backhanding it in. And the Bears now lead 3-1. Off the draw, it stumped in. Bears, we talked about those floodgates possibly opening, and 2 quick goals. Certainly a sign of that as O'Brien sends it on goal, but it was redirected off a body to the corner. Coming out with it here is Carver Martin. Sent deep in the White Bear Lake end. Klein there first with it. He's pushed up on the wall. Now a centering pass from Roseville. They'll find Adam King. And Adam King will send it down low for Martin. King on goal. Wide. Now back to the blue line with it. Here's Klein. Off the wall here for O'Brien. Sent to the blue line now. Pushed wide the goal. Raiders still with just 1 shot on goal, and I can tell you something here, folks. Tyler Steffens is hoping for a shot or two, just a weak one, because his statistical recap of this game, if it stands here as a shot is saved by Roy, I mean, we're almost halfway through regulation. 1 shot on goal for Steffens with a 0% save percentage. That is, again, Steffens is hoping for just some easy shots. I don't think he's looking for anything major, but hey, why not? He's a good goaltender, can stop him. But another shot is good for 3 points in football, but not here, unfortunately. It's really another interesting thing about this place is I don't know why they made the netting the height they did. Because we see this all the time where that puck clears the netting, and it's like, what's the point of the netting if it doesn't do its job, which is to basically keep the pucks that are directed over the goal and up high, keep them at least out of the harm of spectators. Which the way those things can bounce off those walls, it can get pretty dangerous. So I still don't understand why they didn't just make it a little bit taller on the netting side. But it's one of the few gripes about this place. Other than that, it's pretty much perfect. One of the best facilities in the nation. O'Brien has the puck in his own zone. He'll send it to neutral ice. Raiders just, I mean, it's 3-1, and they still have, believe it or not, a Opera a chance at winning here, but I'll tell you, this is as being tripped up on the play, no call as you could expect. It's been a lot more lopsided game. Here's a chance in front. Bears just trying to make the scoreboard reflect what the actual game has been. And you see an offsides here called on White Bear Lake. The scoreboard technically does reflect that with the score of the game, or the shots on goal angle of it, 21-1 shots. Definitely reflects that this has been a one-sided game, but 3-1, still your score. We're going to have a lot of fun on Saturday for sure. We can tell you, if anybody in the administration or whoever is in charge of ticket sales wants to contact us with any sort of updates on that, the tickets went on sale this afternoon at White Bear Lake Area High School South Campus. Being told that any remaining will be available tomorrow in the afternoon. And if they do not completely sell out, there might be some available at walk-up, but you can imagine it's probably not. There probably will not be many available, if any, available for walk-up on Saturday. A quick shot turned away, and then a nice diving effort by Roy stops the clock with 9:58 to go in the second. That game will be broadcast here on the Horn, and we want to encourage you to tune in. We'll be starting our coverage probably just as early as we started this one. We started this one not realizing that when we hit the start broadcast button, it would start the broadcast. And I say we as if there's another person here doing any of this, but it's me. Other than Gabe Bartlett, who's doing a phenomenal job at running camera. But we will be doing a lot of coverage. It's always a fun game to do and to talk about and to broadcast. And again, if you're going to get here as early as possible. Nice thing is it is on a Saturday. So here's a chance for White Bear Lake. That fizzles out. The biggest issue I foresee is I'm not an expert or anything on any of this or an official, but I can tell you parking is going to be an absolute nightmare unless you get here way early. So here's a chance for New Power. New Power moving in, and a centering attempt broken up. Roy makes the save. Still loose, no whistle yet. New Power takes it behind the net. Goes to the blue line with it. Sent across for Alez. Now a shot is stopped up by Roy, and the rebound is cleared out by Roseville. A good look for White Bear Lake. Again, just could not convert. And now this will be no icing. And now what? Got waved off, and I don't know what we're talking about. To be honest, from up here, it looked like an icing, but the officials waved it off, so I don't know what they're going to do here. Looks like they'll have the face-off at center ice. As mentioned, we're talking about the parking situation. Again, it is not good here on a normal day. That day in particular, we encourage you to be safe, especially if you're parking across the freeway. But yeah, this place will be jam-packed. And I want to also make it clear, too, the attendance tonight, very impressive here, Thursday night game. And White Bear Nation certainly showing up and enjoying this one here as they will make their way through. Connor Smith with a shot. Nice save there for the Bears. Another rebound. Nice save on the Bears. The whistle is blown. Apparently the net's out the moorings again. The ice in this building is just awful. I mean, it was good for a few years, and now it's bad again. So, I don't know. Again, just one minor blemish on otherwise a very just incredible hockey rink and just great venue here. Gotta love this place. Got so much history from the old days in which they painted that orange, ribbon. I don't know what you call it. They painted it green originally, and then people were like, why is it green? So then they painted it orange. And that's pretty much it. Then they took the banners down. They put them back up in not in order. I don't know if I've ever seen a banner order go from 2005 back to 1945, and people in the Mariner contingent might not be too happy with the fact that the 1982 banner has the Bear Paw logo on it. But sorry, Mariner Dolphins, you are now White Bear Lake Bears now. Raiders cleared out to center. Hofeld has the puck in front of the Raiders bench. Something's happening down there. Can't see it here now as Rose driving forward. Had a good look but couldn't pull the trigger. And then Rose will continue with the puck back out to neutral ice. Bears in firm control of this one. It's just not even close. Here's Hofeld with a chance and sent it into the skates of Rode. Rode will get it back. And I say full control, but I again, cautionary tale, 3-1, one of the worst leads. And people would argue the worst lead in hockey. The shot turned away in front. Again, Roy making another great save. 26 so far in the evening. And according to our official stats, which they might on their own just challenge that and add another shot, because it looked like there might have been one early in the first period, but officially right now, 10 minutes into the second period, Steffens has 0 saves. So, fun little statistical anomaly. As the long pass from Roseville goes nowhere off the side of the White Bear Lake cage. That goes for a Roseville icing. Bears will have it here. And, I mean, I don't want to bash this game too much, but I can tell you the crowd in here just seems very disinterested. It's a very, very weird game. One thing to note, Billy Rose went off the ice a few minutes ago with a hand injury, so I'll keep an eye on that and look for updates as Roy makes another great save. Of course, Bears looking for all hands on deck. Kiava back as he was out for the start, much of the first part of the season. But he is back now and big help to this team. Chase Bill back out to Cooper Anderson at the point. Slides it to his right. Millard now across from Meister. Now in front, intended for Bill, but perhaps one too many passes there. Bears don't get a shot off, and the Raiders trying to clear, can't do so. Here's Bill, now to Meister, back to Bill. What a goal! Tic-tac-toe. Chase Bill to Blake Meister, back to Chase Bill, and it's 4-1 White Bear Lake. Certainly not one too many passes on that play. Face off won by the Bears. A little control here. Now it's poked forward. Chance for the Raiders, and it slides harmlessly on goal. And they do count it as a shot on goal. Sure. Officially the first save of the game for Tyler Steffens. Not a statistician, but yes, you count that. I stopped it, but wow. So we continue on here. The Bears centering a chance, and a shot from Billy Rose goes into the netting behind. That netting certainly earning its keep tonight. certainly good effort by White Bear Lake. Again, we talked about this earlier in the broadcast that, you know, it's very easy for White Bear Lake to kind of look ahead to the rivalry game on Saturday, but unlike other sports, perhaps like football, for example, where you got the big rivalry at the end of the week, as Bears called for a hand pass, you can't focus on that when you got to focus on the games that are happening before that, and the Bears might have let some attention slip earlier this past week against Eastridge, but it's Saturday out at Eastridge. But certainly everybody firing cylinders today. And if it wasn't for Kyle Roy, he faces a shot and a beautiful save by Kyle Roy. Oh my goodness. On cue, as I was just about to praise the guy. If it wasn't for Kyle Roy, this would be a much more lopsided hockey game. It's only 4-1, and it is thanks to him. What a save by Kyle Roy, and keeping this Raiders team in it, keeping some hope. Alez will send to the corner for White Bear Lake. A centering attempt intended for New Power goes all the way through. But, I mean, it's very visible as Roy gloves another one. It's visible on the ice. There is still a lot of untouched ice in the White Bear Lake zone. It is nothing but snow in the Roseville end. And Tyler Steffens visibly bored. Visibly bored. So, and who can blame him, really? This is, we certainly expect it to be a much more even-sided affair. The Bears tied Hill Murray a couple years ago in this building, as Roy makes his 30th save of the, or make that 27th save of the hockey game. But the Bears tied Hill Murray 2 years ago in this building. They beat Hill Murray in the regular season at Aldridge, and then of course we saw what happened in Aldridge later on that year in the section final that ended a really spectacular season by White Bear Lake. And there was a lot of again, a lot of unanswered questions over the summer in terms of how the Bears would reload. The Bears certainly have reloaded quite nicely. Ranked number 9 in the state, and depending on what will happen, especially in the second half of the schedule, which is very, very difficult, facing the teams like Edina. Blaine is doing very, very well. They've got Andover, who is a top 5 team right now. That game will be played at Tria Rink, and that will be streamed on stateofhockey.com. I will be on the call for that one, so I encourage you to tune in over there on that one. That's middle of January over at Tria Rink. If you can't make it down there, it'll be a very cool venue for that game as well. But some top 5 opponents, some the defending state champions in Minnetonka. We mentioned Edina. I mean, this is a very tough schedule moving forward. Not that there's any really easy teams, but this team certainly will have their tests in January and February before late February rolls around, and they're back at Aldridge Arena, ready for those games. Some exciting announcements moving forward on some of those games. So I want to encourage you to stay tuned to the Horn WBL on Twitter and Facebook for that. 3:03 to go in the second period. 303, a famous area code in northwestern Colorado, or northwestern Denver, I should say, in Colorado. Boulder, Colorado, the area code down there. I don't know why I'm telling you that, but again, not much to talk about on this game. We keep going ahead to Hill Murray, but this game just a solid effort all around by the Bears as this one finds the glove of Roy. Should also mention a lot of stoppages in this game. A very slow-moving hockey game is this one because of all the shots, because of all the goals, because of whistles. Not a lot of penalties. There was in the first period. The second, so far, none that I can remember. Maybe a hooking call earlier on, but nonetheless, it's been a very clean game. Meister has the puck, sends it back here for O'Brien at the blue lines, who sends one wide to the goal. Klein has it go behind him. He'll send it off of the skates of Meister. Bears touch up on side, but the Raiders have enough time to grab the puck, and they'll send it forward, and they'll dump it deep behind the goal. Steffens has something to do, and he'll stop the puck behind before the Bears will, you guessed it, clear it to center. Meister into the zone, left side, looking for the defenseman O'Brien, who was stepped up. Dumped in deep by White Bear Lake as the Raiders cleared it out with under 2 minutes to go in this second period. Far corner, driving to the goal. Behind the net, it's Rose. Rose will send it down low for Leighton Road. Now it's Grant Hofeld centering one, bouncing off the shoulder of Roy. Now onto the blue line, slid across for Brady O'Brien. Now in front for Hofeld. He's tripped up along the play, and as Roy touches it, that clean second period I was talking about, no longer so clean, as the Bears will head to the power play. A tripping call coming up on Roseville. Who, actually, they'll call it hooking. Same difference. Bottom line is, this game certainly one-sided, but nice credit Roseville for keeping their cool, and this game certainly hasn't gotten chippy or anything, which is, you know, nice thing to have for sure. Some of the games, especially when they have a shot on goal margin of 31-2. Might get tempers might flare on one side of the ice, but Roseville doing a good job of that. And Roy, no goal. That will be no goal. Everybody else cheering, but the official waved it off because the net came off the moorings. And I'll tell you what, can we get some air conditioning in this building for the next couple of days? I don't. If the ice is this bad for a crowd that is, I don't know, 60 to 70% full in this building, I can't imagine what the ice is going to be like on Saturday. With all the body heat, I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that they cool this place off. I know I'm in a sweatshirt right now and fairly comfortable. I don't know if it's the temperature that's the problem, but here's a chance for White Bear Lake. New Power sends it wide of the goal. But it's certainly one of those things we'll definitely keep an eye on. Like I mentioned this earlier, as a one-time shot from Holfeld to stop by Roy. 36.4 to go in the second period. I mentioned this earlier. I was here last night for a Junior Gold B game. My brother was playing, and players on both sides were complaining about the ice. And this is one of the problems facing Vanna Sports Center early on after the construction of the place. The first few years were terrible. Ramsey County came in, and to their credit, made the ice a lot better. But now it seems like the same old problems that were facing this building early on, facing it again here. And the nets just, you touch them just a little bit, they're coming off. Here's a shot from Rose, stopped by Roy and covered. 19.5 to go in the second period. Draw one by Roseville. They'll clear it out. 14 seconds to go here in the second period. 50 seconds to go in the power play to the White Bear Lake Bears. It'll carry over into the third unless Rose changes that with 2 seconds to go. Sends a shot off of a body, goes all the way up in the air, comes back in the netting, and nearly hit some spectators. Thankfully, that didn't happen. and we end the second period with a score of 4-1 in favor of the White Bear Lake Bears. The shots on goal margin is 34-2. It's a bit one-sided. We can say that. Probably, and I say this jokingly, sorta, but there's not going to be a lot of snow picked up on one side of the ice, and it's one of the more dominant periods I've seen from White Bear Lake in recent years. So, phenomenal effort by the Bears through the first 34 minutes. We'll have the final 17 of this one, and we will get you, carry you all the way up to the end of this game and get you set up for the big one on Saturday. So I want to encourage you, if you're still tuning in, to let us know what you think of the YouTube system, if it's better or worse than what we've been streaming at Facebook for at least a couple years, if not 3 years. But trying something different. If you like it, let us know. If you don't like it, let us know. It looks like a lot of people praising the quality of it, so that's good. We'll stick with YouTube most likely, unless I don't know, unless Zuckerberg gives us a call or something. In which case, if he does, definitely open to talking. Maybe make sure my messages aren't being read by whatever corporation that he partners with. But let's not get into that right now, shall we? I'm not going to say that didn't influence the decision to look elsewhere, but say that definitely might have played a part in it. So we'll take a break. We'll come back with the third, final 17. It's 4-1, White Bear Lake leading Roseville. You're watching White Bear Lake Boys Hockey on the Horn. It's time for the third period. We're going to make it so you can see that on the screen. There you go. Third period, final 17 minutes of regulation. It's, what is it, 4-1? Bears have a power play to start, but for 25 more seconds of that. Sam Newpower has the puck. Cleared back to center hill. Shorthanded opportunity for Roseville. Driving in and a save for Steffens. Steffens gloves it and makes the save early in the third. Wow. He got action. That's the most important part. Wow. So the Bears on the power play, 5 more seconds. Driving in is Bill, looking for options here. His center one, or actually kept it, carrying it behind, got out to O'Brien. Raiders full strength shot, turned away by Roy, who arguably is going to get at least one of the 3 stars tonight. I don't know how high. I would say probably second star is his max, but at least a 3rd star at this point. Raiders driving in, looking for a comeback here. Have a chance. A shot turned away by Steffens and gets it under his pad. Steffens now with more action in the first minute and 12 seconds of this period than the entire 34 minutes that preceded it. Well, I'll be darned. Raiders pushing for the comeback. Bouncing puck. Raiders send it down low. Carver Martin, definitely one of the bright spots for the Raiders tonight. Trying to get it on goal. It's turned back, and here comes Tristan Johnson for White Bear Lake. Bears driving from left to right into the zone and can't connect with Sam Verkerke. Into the corner. Behind the net, Kuyava looking to track it down, and he's tripped up and whistle blown. It's going to be a hooking call. And yet more evidence as to me not knowing the difference between hooking and tripping, but regardless, we see another power play for White Bear Lake, 15-14 to go. So we have some ticket updates that you should probably be aware of. Talk to some people, officials high up in the White Bear Lake area high school system. All the tickets at South Campus that were on sale today have sold out. There is a limited number, a very small number of tickets that will be available on Saturday here at Vadnais Sports Center. I don't know exactly when tickets will go on sale. We'll find that out. We'll share that on our Facebook. Is it 5? So get here early, probably earlier than 5 for the last remaining number of tickets that, again, very limited. They will go quickly. We're being told 5 from Gabe. Here's a shot from Rowe that hits a post and goes in the corner. Rowe with another chance, and no. Stopped by Roy. 31st save of the hockey game for Mr. Roy. But, yeah, looking at a very limited amount. I know the amount. I will not share the amount. Not telling you. Somebody just asked. But nonetheless, it is going to be a sellout, as we always expect. Can imagine that Hill Murray's allotment of the tickets was sold out as well. Here's a chance for Meister, trying to find Rose on the back door, couldn't do so. Just out of his reach. Here's Jake Klein. Klein slides it over for Alez. 47 seconds to go on the power play. Here's Klein. Jake Klein over to Rose, back out to Alez. Alez to Rose, one-time shot blocked by Roseville. They'll try to clear it out. They are unsuccessful in that attempt, and the Bears keep control of it here as Rose will handle it. The half wall sends it down low. Now a centering attempt from Meister. Whiffing on the shot was Klein. Got it back. Another try. That was blocked. Continuing, though, with possession is Jake Klein with 19 seconds to go on the power play. Here's Alez. Klein, one-time shot directed in front and deflected to the corner. Here's Klein again. Down low for Bill. Bill, shot for Klein. The rebound nearly put in. Another try for Bill. Raiders, full strength. Bears keep control. Meister muscling his way through, sends one down low. Backhand shot, and what a goal! A blind backhand shot goal for Billy Rose. And it's 5-1, and that is Rose's third. So that's a hat trick. And I'm not going to throw my hat out there, folks, but if I like the hat too much. It's a nice hat. They're not a sponsor. We don't really have a sponsor, but the Minnesotan, we do have one hat. 3 hats sent that on the ice. But Billy Rose with a beautiful goal. Wasn't even looking. No, it's 5-1. 5-1. Here's a shot that was way wide of the goal, taken by Sam Verkerke. I don't know exactly what the running time rule is with high school. I don't know if it's 6 or 7 or 5. Is it 6? That's what I thought. So we're still a couple of goals away if we're going to talk about that. Roseville wants to prove me wrong. In the first couple minutes of the period, I was certainly a little nervous, but this is it seems like White Bear Lake's game from start to finish. Roseville certainly has given White Bear Lake fits over the years. Definitely a tough barn to play in out there. Not as nice as this one, but it does the job. Again, tired bit, but you know, I will say on a serious note here, we'll see how Rose does on this beautiful play, looking for number 4. Centers one all the way out high here. A shot redirected in front. Hofeld trying to get on the score sheet, but is unable to do so in that attempt, and that's going to be offsides on Roseville. I mean, we mock it a lot, but really there is a reason for that, and it is because this place is not a suitable home for White Bear hockey for the long term, and I really hope that this community can get together, whether it be the Hockey Association, school district, the city of White Bear Lake, can get together and make an arena that this community can be really proud of. That perhaps is even in the city limits of White Bear Lake itself. Not that this place in the beginning was not a bad concept at all. The location was very convenient, right off both 2 major Twin Cities freeways, and but obviously the design, the execution of it has been very disappointing, and we look forward to a brighter future, perhaps a little bit north of here, if the powers that be can get this job done. So I encourage those of you, I don't know if there is anything small people with no political power can do, but I can tell you that just keep the conversation up. What a save by Tyler Steffens. Oh my goodness. That should have been 5-2. And Steffens, who hasn't seen much action all game, certainly hasn't lost his focus. My goodness. Tyler Steffens. Beauty of a save. But And going back to this again, I hope that hope to see somewhere in the near future, sooner than later, the building built that again this team could play in, that has here's a chance for Johnston that hit a skate, went on goal, making the save as Roy. Place with some parking too, that'd be nice. Parking would be nice to have as well. So I will digress on that point, but I know there's a lot of things in motion, especially with Hugo now and the population growing so quickly up there and new land being bought by the school district, and a lot of moving parts here, but hopefully the attention isn't taken, too much attention is taken off of some of these facilities for sure. Down the ice, the puck goes. Yava down there for White Bear. Muscle the puck free, look to center it. Front was Sam Verkerke. Down the ice comes Roseville. Bears clear it to center. Bouncing puck, corralled by the Raiders, but sent down the ice behind the red line. That makes for an icing with 9:23 to go in the third. Off the draw, the Raiders able to carry it out to center. From left to right, it's poked back here. It's here for Rode. Rode moves it forward for Bill. Rose now in there. A poke check from Roy stops any opportunity for White Bear Lake. Rode gets it back, however, and Bears will try to set something up once again. Battle there continues. Now pushed around. Played forward by Roseville up to the red line. And sent hard deep behind the net. Steffens will stop it there. 8:38 to go in this third period. Whistle blown. A penalty is going to be called on somebody for hooking. It's going to be on White Bear Lake. Billy Rose goes to the box. 3 goals for Rose and a penalty. I don't know if he's got an assist. I would doubt that he has an assist at some point in this game. If so, you could make an argument that he's got the high school equivalent of a Gordie Howe hat trick, in addition to his regular hat trick. Offside's called on the Roseville Raiders with 8:09 to go. Up the left wing, here's New Power. He'll drop it all the way back for Meister, who drops it back for Cooper Anderson as the Bears looking to kill off this penalty. Opening the ice up here, played forward to Meister, and he'll dump it in deep for New Power. Meister gets hit up pretty hard. He'll get up slowly. New Power down there first for the Bears. Has the stick let out, or has the puck broke off his stick, and now cross-checking is going to be the call on New Power after Meister got leveled not too long ago. I didn't even see the cross-check, but and they're going to send Meister to the box for complaining about no penalty too. So I don't. Officials now talking with the Bears coaching staff here, and I don't know what they're going to call necessarily on Meister. Rose is in the penalty box for another minute 20. He's the captain, so he's going to get the explanation from the officials, as is Meister. Now, Meister was involved with the problem, the altercation. So now both two captains now of White Bear Lake in the penalty box. We'll see what they put on the scoreboard in terms of, now there's 4 players in the penalty box. Now New Power is in there for his cross-checking call. Ethan Morkey is in there now for White Bear, as well as Meister. So 5-on-3, Meister gets a 10-minute misconduct for unsportsmanlike conduct, and then New Power's got his, so it's 5-on-3 for 54 seconds. Should Roseville figure out a way to get another power play goal or two here, they could make it interesting. They got 45 seconds left to 5-on-3 as they carry the puck down the ice. The centering attempt broken up by Klein. Mentioned earlier, the game didn't really seem that chippy. Now it's certainly changed a little bit here, as the Raiders will come back down the ice up the right wing side. Drop pass broken up by Hofeld, but continued forward by the Roseville Raiders before Hofeld tracks it down again and will clear it down the ice. So waiting to get released from the penalty box will be Rose. And if he was able to get out maybe a second earlier. Now, I don't know how this works, because they called Meister for 2-minute minor as well, so it's 5-on-4. But they got his penalty of his on the scoreboard. So we mentioned there was a 10-minute misconduct. I don't know if there was a 2-minute minor involved as well. I thought there might be with Ethan Morkey serving it. So I don't know how this works. And their officials talking, it's Meister's penalty is on the scoreboard. They got Morkey, who's supposedly serving that 2-minute minor for that, as Meister was called for a 10-minute misconduct. And the official's now going to talk it over here, because it should have been 5-on-3. Basically, Rose should not have been let out of the penalty box until the whistle. It's basically how it should have worked. So it'll still be 5-on-3 for another 23 seconds. The officials now opening the penalty box door to talk to the officials in the penalty box area to explain that, well, we're, I guess, assuming, and then maybe we're the ones who are wrong here too. Brian Peliquin, the activities director for White Bear Lake, is down there as well, talking with the officials. And so they're going to figure this out. New Power's got 23 seconds on the scoreboard left in his penalty. 1:43 left on Meister's penalty. And now the officials making their way over to the Roseville bench. Ryan Adams and his staff talking things over too. But we'll see if there's going to be I think they got everything figured out. Meister has gone to the locker room, I believe. I don't think he stuck around. It was a 10-minute misconduct, so with less than 10 minutes left in the third, he saw no reason to stick around. And looks like they're going to enter or make some changes on the penalties on the scoreboard on what has been a pretty long delay here. So there's going to be 40 seconds left in the New Power. They've got 40 seconds on there for Sam New Power's penalty. And they're going to put up the rest of Meister's penalty, who again is serving that is Ethan Morkey, a sophomore forward. And they're just buzzed the official over here again. So this is getting a little ridiculous. And, well, with the 5-on-3 for 40 seconds at least, Roseville has pulled their goaltender. And now there's 2 minutes on the clock for Meister's penalty. And I guess that's just going to start over. So maybe perhaps, I guess, a compromise here is a Raiders jamming at it, whistle blowing. I don't know if the puck was completely covered, but the officials lost sight of it. So I think because they let Rose out early, I guess they compromised and said, all right, we'll just reset Meister's penalty, which didn't have much time elapsed on it anyway. It was only about 20 seconds or so. But they put that Meister's penalty, which again was served by Morkey, back to 2 minutes. Bears cleared out. It's going on the empty goal, or empty net rather. Grabbing it and keeping it out of there is Bjorn Anderson. So 6-on-3 for another 20 seconds at least, unless there's another penalty we don't know about that's the scoreboard can't show. 10 more seconds here as Raiders whiffing on a pass, trying to get something set up here and get some last 5.5-minute heroics here. Puck sent hard across the ice. It's now 6-on-4. New Power has been freed. And the Raiders, high slot shot, save, rebound, loose, and then backhanded in. The Raiders make it a 3-score hockey game. That was Louis Johnson, the junior forward, making it 5-2. So the good news is for Roseville, they added a goal. The bad news is they got it. They scored it after New Power. After New Power was released. So it's back to 5-on-5, but the empty net worked. Raiders again trying to pull off a 5-1 third period comeback against the White Bear Lake Bears, and Bears regaining control here now that they don't have penalties any penalties against them. They have all 5 guys out there. Alez spinning free with the puck. Got it forward up the right side. Here's Kiava. Kiava moving in. Weak angle shot directed behind the goal. Now back out high. Here's another shot from the blue line. That's a pad save for Roy as he kicked out the left pad and sent it in the corner. A centering attempt for White Bears. Cleared back out to the half wall in front of the White Bear Lake student section, at least what's left of it. And the Bears will carry it right back in here on the left side. It's Joey Fratelloni sending it to the near corner. Roseville moving their way out of the zone with the puck. Some incidental contact away from it as Rose moving in sends it on goal. Pad save for Roy. Rose got it back, 4:14 to go as he'll spin free for a moment. Some bodies collide there in front. Rose got it down low for Rode. Rode and Roy, I think that Rose and Rode fighting for it here. Chance for Rose and a nice save, and that'll stop play with 3:55 to go. So to recap, that was a pass from Rode to Rose that was stopped by Roy. Amazing. Just under 4 to go in a third period that has, with delays amongst other stoppages taken, I would say a little bit longer than the normal game. This whole game in particular. And I guess there is a penalty called on that. Daniel Roseville was called for something, so be aware of that. Rode has the puck. Slid backwards for Cooper Anderson. He'll fake a shot, gives it over to Rode. Now back to Anderson to his left, playing pitch and catch there at the top of the circles. Rode finds Anderson, winds, fires a pass down low and nearly trying to sneak it in there. The side was Sam Verkerke. Anderson winds and fires, pad save, rebound, another save for Kyle Roy. Unbelievable effort tonight by Mr. Roy. And phenomenal. You gotta love this kid who has been badgered all night with shots and has stood tall for most of them. Can't think personally of a goal in which he was directly responsible for, but my goodness. The Bears, of course, at 3:21 to go, had some penalty trouble a little bit ago, a few minutes ago. So I think if you're a White Bear, you definitely want to just stay out of trouble. You get everybody here for Saturday, nobody injured, nobody out for a game for some stupid ticky-tack penalty. We saw that earlier this year. Yeah, with a very controversial penalty to start the season off, but I believe it was against Park before the weekend trip, and hopefully Bears can avoid any of those issues, and we can see a full-strength team play the mighty Pioneers, who now rank number 10 behind the 9th-ranked White Bear Lake Bears. That game on Saturday night, 7 o'clock puck drop scheduled here. Our coverage will start somewhere around 6:30 with the pregame show. Whistle blown. I guess there's a slashing penalty that they're going to call with 2.5 to go. So it's not over yet for the Roseville Raiders. The penalty being assessed to number 11 of White Bear Lake. That's Jake Klein. So, see what happens here. .220. Want to mention really quick too, for Saturday we should have a new tripod. I mentioned if we don't have a new tripod, I will go, so help me God, and get my own for that game. We're getting some complaints about the bounciness, which some of that we can't really help because this is all metal bleachers, because concrete is just too darn expensive nowadays. I mean, everybody else has done it lately, Marshall and other really cool places up north, some new arenas. But we couldn't do it here but 9-10 years ago because there was a spike in concrete costs. So we had to do the metal bleachers, which the metal bleachers problem is somebody walks, as you can see. Anytime someone walks by, the camera shakes furiously, and it's very tough. 2 minutes ago, timeout called. We're going to talk things over, try to stretch this game past the bottom of the hour. Because why not? So we also, by the way, will have the tripod, the new, nice new, brand new shiny tripod on a different part of the bleachers that we hope will be less shaky. So again, we're doing our best. Unfortunately, well, they haven't called it the Zach Halverson press box yet here. Though they should, quite frankly. I can't think of a better person. Maybe a Chad Olson press box. We'll call it the Chad Olson press box. I won't look like such an egotistical maniac. The Chad Olson press box up here, luxurious. Plenty of room. More than enough. Unfortunately has some minor problems with it. But, yeah, again, we're going to do our best. We're going to give you a heck of a presentation. We can't block off a lot, seating for regular games. We can for that one, I think. I don't know. They haven't told me I can't yet, so. My goodness. 2 more minutes to go in this nail biter. Just under 90. Minute 20 left to go on the power play for Roseville. They have pulled their goalie, trying to make this a 2-score game. Cooper Anderson has the puck for White Bear Lake, sends it down the ice. Bears can ice it. They're killing off a penalty. New Power has it here, and he'll try to wrap it in. Can't do so. Got it in front again. Bears can't capitalize on the empty net. 90 seconds to go in regulation. That's going to be an icing. That'll send Kyle Roy back into the net. Kyle Roy with, if the scoreboard is to be believed, 33 saves. We already know that Steffens is going to be lobbying for a couple extra ones, extra shots here and there from the game, which one of them I do remember. There was a shot from like 200 feet away that he stopped. But other than that, we'll see if that changes too much as a clearing attempt goes just wide of the empty net goal. Miller looking for a 175-foot goal. Bears fans on their feet right now with 52 seconds to go, making their way towards the exits, as that's another icing call. So yeah, I'm just gonna make the official announcement now. We're gonna stick to the whole. We're gonna stick to the YouTube platform. So subscribe. Why not? Puck dumped in with 30 to go. This game almost over. The Bears are full strength. Net is empty again. Whistle blown again. .3 to go in the third period. Doesn't look like this game's ahead of the bottom of the hour. We were hoping it would get to 9:30, but I don't think it's going to make it there. Alez behind the goal. O'Brien sends it forward. Empty net opportunity here. Chance in front. Shot, score. He killed the penalty. He served the penalty, I should say, for Meister. Ethan Morkey sat in the penalty box, and for the sophomore forward was able to score a goal. His first career goal, I assume. So good for him. And good for Ethan Morkey, who had a much more eventful game, I suspect, than he thought he was going to have. 5 seconds to go. Bears will just skate it back in their own zone. They win 6-2. My goodness. A dominant performance by the Bears. Up and down, 39-9 in shots. My goodness. So we'll see you back here. I know I mentioned YouTube, but you can also watch the games on thehorntobbl.com. Our website there has all the links you can watch right on the website. So if that works for you as well, but youtube.com/thehorntobbl. That's where our broadcast will be from now on. So I want to thank you for tuning in, everyone. Gabe Bartlett ran the camera like a champ today. Thank you to all of you for watching. Thanks to Chad Olson for having a job and making money instead of coming here. He'll be back here Saturday. We'll have plenty of surprises and special appearances and have all sorts of fun here. So please join us then. For Gabe Bartlett, I'm Zach Halverson. Saying so long from the greatest hockey arena in the world, Vanna Sports Center, White Bear Lake 6, Roseville 2. We'll see you on Saturday right back here, everyone.